Imagine the tension in that dimly lit room in Maranello, where Ferrari's top brass just dropped a bombshell that left Lewis Hamilton reeling. A surprise announcement about their 2026 car that's not just a tweak, but a full-throttle redesign tailored to his every instinct, potentially handing him that elusive 8th title or unraveling the team's fragile harmony forever. This isn't some routine update. It's Ferrari gambling their legacy on one man's vision, and the shockwaves are already rippling through the paddock. Hamilton's Ferrari dream begins. Lewis Hamilton's switch to Ferrari for the 2025 season was supposed to be the stuff of legends. The greatest driver of his era linking up with F1's most storied team, promising fireworks and a shot at redemption after Mercedes' recent stumbles. Fans buzzed with excitement during winter testing, where the SF25 showed real promise, nipping at McLaren's heels and hinting at a competitive edge. But as the season unfolded, that dream started cracking under the pressure of inconsistent upgrades and a car that just wouldn't gel with Hamilton's precise, confidence-building style. The Hungarian heartbreak. You could feel Hamilton's frustration building like a storm, especially after that brutal Hungarian Grand Prix where he crashed out in Q2 while his teammate Charles Leclerc snatched pole. In the Raw post-session interview, Hamilton called himself useless, a gut-wrenching admission that hit harder than any DNF. It wasn't just self-doubt. It was a cry from a 7-time champion whose rhythm was shattered by a machine that fought him at every corner, eroding the mental edge that's won him so many battles. This moment exposed the raw ambition and vulnerability driving him. The burning need to prove he's still the king, even as doubts creep in about whether Ferrari can deliver. A revolutionary redesign revealed. Here's the shocking truth that flipped everything on its head. Reports from inside Ferrari reveal they've decided to build the entire 2026 concept around Hamilton's driving preferences, ditching their long-standing blueprint for something revolutionary. No more compromises. This car will prioritize his love for stable rear-end grip and progressive turn-in, a complete pivot from the sharp, aggressive setups that define their recent machines. It's a bold declaration that Hamilton isn't just a driver. He's the blueprint for their future success. Controversy and team tensions. But this move didn't come without controversy, as it challenges Ferrari's 5-year habit of centering development on Leclerc's adaptive style, where he thrives on snappy front-end response even if it means wrestling the rear mid-corner. Critics are whispering about potential team discord, with some believing this shift could alienate Leclerc, who's been the loyal reference point through ups and downs. Early 2025 data shows the SF25's upgrades boosted qualifying by mere tenths but faded in races, highlighting how mismatched philosophies cost them dearly in the constructors' standings, slipping behind McLaren by summer break. The unresolved contract mystery. Yet, one mind-bending question lingers unresolved. What secret clause in Hamilton's contract might have locked Ferrari into this path, ensuring they couldn't back out even if tensions rise? Loïc Serra's game-changing influence. Digging deeper, the key figure pulling strings here is Loïc Serra, Ferrari's new technical mind poached from Mercedes, who knows Hamilton's feedback loop inside out from their title-winning days. Serra's arrival has injected Brackley magic into Maranello, translating Hamilton's subtle inputs, like craving more predictable braking zones, into tangible engineering targets that could transform the team's approach. His influence was evident in recent experiments with larger battery packs for the 2026 power unit, aiming for better energy deployment to suit Hamilton's smooth power delivery, though it risks added weight as a downside. Hamilton's psychological edge. This strategy dives into Hamilton's psychology, where building lap-by-lap confidence isn't a luxury. It's his superpower, honed over 18 seasons of outlasting rivals through mental resilience and strategic depth. Ferrari's front office, led by Fred Vasseur, sees this as the accelerator needed to maximize Hamilton's prime years, betting on his ability to extract tenths where others falter, much like his damage limitation masterclasses that secured titles in tight fights. Reports suggest they've even baked in technical guarantees for the 2026 engine, ensuring Hamilton gets the hybrid boost he demands for overtakes. It's a high-wire act of ambition, blending Hamilton's proven methodology with Ferrari's passion. But at what cost to the team's unity? The cliffhanger stakes. As the dust settles on this announcement, the real edge-of-your-seat drama is just beginning. What if this radical shift backfires under the brutal 2026 regulations, where a narrow development window could bury Ferrari before the season even heats up? And how will rivals like Red Bull and McLaren counter when they sniff Hamilton's fingerprints all over the new beast? Resolving the contract secret. Remember that lingering question from Part 1 about the secret clause in Hamilton's contract that might have sealed Ferrari's fate on this 2026 pivot? Well, buckle up, because reports now reveal it was no accident. Hamilton baked in technical guarantees right from the start, including assurances on the 2026 engine's development to match his demands for smoother hybrid power deployment and predictable energy boosts during overtakes. This clause essentially locked Ferrari into prioritizing his input, turning what could have been a flexible partnership into a binding commitment that forces them to adapt or risk breaching the deal, all while extending his stay potentially through 2027 with an option year. It's a masterstroke of foresight from Hamilton, ensuring his voice echoes through Maranello's halls no matter the internal storms. Reframing the SF25's flaws. What seemed like early failures in the SF25, those quirky handling issues that left Hamilton wrestling the wheel, were actually brilliant in disguise. Misunderstood quirks born from Ferrari's old habits that Hamilton's arrival is now redefining as opportunities for growth. Insiders say the car's unpredictable rear wasn't a flaw but a remnant of Leclerc's aggressive setup, and Hamilton's feedback has already sparked intentional tweaks, like enhanced aero stability in simulations, turning those useless moments into data gold that could shave seconds off laps come 2026. It's like watching a puzzle snap into place, where what felt like setbacks were Hamilton planting seeds for a machine that plays to his strengths, proving his genius lies not just in driving but in reshaping teams from within. A cultural revolution in F1. This announcement ties deeply into F1's evolving culture, where drivers like Hamilton aren't just pilots but cultural icons demanding sacrifice from teams to chase global influence, echoing the sport's shift toward sustainability with 2026 biofuel mandates that align with his vegan advocacy and eco-initiatives. Ferrari's pivot required real sacrifice, engineers logging extra hours to integrate his preferences, potentially at the cost of short-term harmony. But it's fueling a broader wave, inspiring young fans worldwide to see F1 as a platform for change, much like Hamilton's push for diversity that's already influenced team hires and sponsorships. The global ripple? It's Hamilton's quiet revolution, blending raw speed with heartfelt purpose, reminding us why this sport captivates billions. The Verstappen paradox. But here's a final twist that's impossible to ignore. What if this 2026 focus on Hamilton paradoxically reignites Mercedes' fire, luring Max Verstappen back into the fray and turning allies into rivals overnight? The symbolic heart of the drivers. Diving into the character details, Hamilton's symbolic push for "some of my DNA" in the 2026 car isn't just talk. It's a hidden layer of his relentless pursuit of perfection, woven with elements like custom cockpit ergonomics that nod to his fashion flair and mental health advocacy, embedding subtle meanings of resilience in every curve of the chassis. Leclerc, meanwhile, brings his own symbolic fire, Monaco grit and family legacy, creating a dynamic where their contrasting styles could forge an unbreakable bond, or spark unseen rivalries that add depth to Ferrari's red mythos. It's the human story beneath the machinery, full of ambition and quiet vulnerabilities that make these legends relatable. Behind-the-scenes production feats. The insane production facts behind this shift are mind-blowing. Ferrari's wind tunnel in Maranello, a fortress of secrecy, has been buzzing with 24/7 sessions incorporating Hamilton's virtual laps from filming locations like Silverstone simulator bays, where visual symbolism in the car's livery hints at his number 44 through subtle aero lines, all while battling budget cap constraints that forced creative shortcuts like recycled prototypes from 2025 tests. Picture engineers huddled in dimly lit rooms, poring over data from hidden test tracks in Italy, turning raw ambition into a beast ready to roar. The transformative rivalry. Closing that paradox, the transformative truth is Mercedes' rumored €120 million bid for Verstappen could indeed stem from Hamilton's Ferrari move, creating a domino effect where his departure lights a fire under Toto Wolff to reclaim dominance, potentially pitting old friends against each other in 2026 and redefining rivalries with emotional depth that tugs at the heart. It's a poignant twist, blending nostalgia for Hamilton's Mercedes glory with the thrill of fresh battles ahead. Hamilton's Lux Empire. Shifting gears to the luxury side, Hamilton's world off-track screams success. His collection boasts a $15 million LaFerrari Aperta, a nod to his new home, alongside a Patek Philippe Nautilus watch worth over $100,000 that symbolizes precision timing in life and racing, while his real estate empire includes a $25 million Manhattan penthouse and a Monaco villa, all funded by savvy brands like Tommy Hilfiger and his Project 44 Ventures, teaching us the business lesson of diversifying passions into empires that outlast the checkered flag. It's inspiring, showing how grit turns speed into lasting wealth. If this saga has you hooked on what Verstappen's next move means for Hamilton's Ferrari dream, dive into our upcoming video on the 2026 grid shakeup. Hit subscribe and that bell to not miss the drama. In the end, this announcement isn't just about a car. It's Hamilton's heartfelt quest for that eighth crown, laced with nostalgia for his unbreakable spirit that turned doubters into believers, leaving us reflective on how one man's surprise pivot could etch an eternal legacy in F1's red heart. As the engines rev for 2026, we're left stunned by the beauty of it all, wondering if this is the chapter where dreams collide with destiny, forever changing the sport we love.